Welcome to this week's Neptune Moon reading on the Thoth energy here. This is what we're tapping into with these readings. Now I will be doing other Neptune Moon readings, hopefully another one this week that will be something unrelated to this energy. But I just wanted to further clarify what I've been reading and where I'm up to with the cards as well, so you can follow along. Now I did find my original book. It's a small book and it's the 7 principles. It's the 7 principles of it's Kabbalion, it's called, of the Emerald Tablet. It's the many different 7 of them, the different principles. So it's just a short little book, but it's very to the point on exactly what those principles are. So principle of rhythm, principle of gender, there's causal, which is cause and effect, which is karma, and they're in order. So, and mentalism, of course, is the first one, is the first principle. But that's the original book that I read over a decade ago, and I was trying to find it. Well, I found it. So here I haven't started reading this one. I've been working my way through this one. I've read the first tablet. Now, when I ordered these 2 books, I actually thought I was ordering the principles of the Emerald Tablet, so what the 7 principles are, but this is not what these books are. This is more about the story of Thoth the Atlantean, both of these books, rather than the actual just what the principles are. This is the book where you'll find the principles. It doesn't really have an author that I can see. It's just the 3 initiates. A study of Hermetic philosophy and ancient Egypt and Greece. So that's just the information of where you might be able to find it, but I would just type that in on your book supplier to be able to find that one there. So I did think when I was ordering this that I was going to be getting the information of what those principles were, but it doesn't seem to be what it is. Instead, it's the story of Thoth the Atlantean, which has been very interesting. So I'm up to tablet 1. I've read the entire of tablet 1 and I've got questions, so I'm going to ask the cards the questions that I have. But here is what is really interesting. Now, if you have seen the previous videos along this journey, how many times has a card reincarnation cycle came out? Well, what I didn't know was that Thoth the Atlantean, his job for some time was related to reincarnation. It was in the halls of Amenti. He was called in. This is what I'm learning through this tab, just with tablet 1. He was called up. It says here on tablet 1, verse 11, he got the call. Now I'm just paraphrasing because I'm not reading directly because it's copyright. But here I'm paraphrasing. He was called up by the dweller of the temple to for a great duty. Now, it says a few among them that have looked upon the children of the light. So I want to ask about the children of the light and what that meant, but I feel like it might be something to do with spirit before it's reincarnated, because it says few have looked upon the children of light when they are not incarnate in a physical body. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to ask what that is, but I feel like the amount of times the cards have said to me we're talking about reincarnation, and I didn't know that one of Thoth's roles was to do with the halls of Amenti, which is connected to reincarnation. From what I'm gathering, this is what I'm seeing. But as I'm reading this book, this tablet 1, it's like I'm in the Twilight Zone. I feel like they've been given that information to me in the cards previously, what they're giving me in tablet 1. So it's kind of really interesting to see it like that, and it feels very weird. So I have some questions anyway on tablet 1, so I'm going to ask the cards now. So let's just tap into the energy and let the cards know what we're doing today. So I'm just tapping into the energies of Thoth the Atlantean. I'm reading the book about that. I'm up to tablet 1 and I have some questions. So first of all, it says here, it's tablet 1. This is present timeline. So yes, it did. We're also talking about timelines, and reincarnation are the things that we're really trying to connect together. But so far, just in the book so far, hasn't been talking about timelines. It's been talking about reincarnation, rhythms and cycles. this is a principle, one of the principles of the Hermetic principles. The cycle of rhythm, the principle of rhythm. So yes, that's also what we have been talking about. The Hermetic principles. Reincarnation and timelines. But what I want to talk about today is the questions that I have about the tablet 1 of the Emerald Tablets. Now, it says here from tablet 1, verse 11 to 14, Thoth worked in the halls of Amenti. Was he working on reincarnation? Is that what he was doing in there? Actually, what I should ask is, what was he doing in there? Rhythms and cycles. There you go. 2 more. Both of these are both principles out of the Hermetic text. The duality and rhythms. These are both principles in Hermetic text. The beginning, the source code of all information. So the source of the Hermetic text or the Hermetic tablets, the beginning. Now, they're calling it in this book, let me get the name here, the Dweller of the Temple and Battles for Dominance. They're calling it the Dweller of the Temple. Is there something you want to say about the Dweller of the Temple? This is the halls of Amenti. Thoth and the gateway, leap forward, stellar gateway, or gateways. Maybe he's the keeper of the gateway of the halls of Amenti. You're not going to believe this. Eternal cycle, reincarnation. They're such powerful, beautiful cards. Cleansing negative energy. So cleansing energy. And all of it sparkles. I'm wondering if that's to do with the children of light. So is there something, it says here in this tablet 1, one of my questions was tablet 1, volume 11 to 14, Thoth worked as reincarnation. It just said that he was a gateway to the halls of Amenti, and that is connected to reincarnation. The cards just answered that. Okay, so tablet 1, verse 16, he's talking about the Atlantis and many of the waves of consciousness that had passed, that had once been with Thoth in Atlantis. So now they were that consciousness, or that wave of consciousness from Atlantis has passed. He'd been dwelling in the halls of Amenti for some time, only to be replaced by the spawn of a lower star. That confused me. I didn't know what that meant. Can you please explain what that means? So it's saying here, connection, spiritual download, it says here. Now, here's my question. I don't understand how the consciousness, waves of consciousness passed from that of Atlantis times and now been replaced with the spawn of a lower star. What does that mean? That one fell out in a funny way, so I'm just going to pop that back in. Gratitude. Now that card I do believe was the one that fell out just a minute ago, and I put it back. Sacred gratitude, prayer and faith. Now this feels to me the energy of sacred energy that the Atlanteans held. Okay, let me pull this energy in. It's almost like the Atlanteans knew where to give gratitude, knew what was sacred, and as that energy was passing, then they no longer held to those values, or that that faith, or that sacred gratitude. Was it replaced by something else? The sacred gratitude that the Atlanteans had, was that replaced by something else, or gratitude to something else? Saturn's discipline. Now here's something I wanted to talk about. It says open your eyes. Now in the last reading it said to me over and over again, open your eyes, or go into this reading or understanding with your eyes open eyes, awakening wisdom. So go in with your eyes open. Now, part of the book said, when you're reading this, read with your eyes open. And it was weird. It was like the cards just told me that last week. So it was another one of those little synchronicities that the cards had already told me. And then to find out that Thoth was to do with reincarnation, like the cards had been telling me, it was all very interesting. It all feels very weird. Neptune Moon. This is my Neptune Moon deck, my beautiful Neptune Moon deck. It's the card number 1, transcending emotions. Okay, so transcending. So that's, I think, is what they're saying. So as the kingdoms of Atlantis pass waves of consciousness, and I asked, did they turn to something else? So let me just rephrase that question for a bit more clarity, because I got a bit distracted when I saw that card through. It reminded me of what else that was synchronistic in that reading. Okay, coming back to this tablet 1, verse 16, you're talking about being replaced by the spawn of a lower star. What does that mean? Pillars of support or assistance. What is being replaced by the spawn of a lower star mean? Okay, so they're telling me I've got to think bigger than what I know or understand. Radiant sun. Okay, personal power. Maybe it is just the sun is a star. So maybe it started to become sun worship, like Amun-Ra. So maybe that's what it meant. It went from the gratitude and the whatever they worshipped or had gratitude for or sacred, they held sacred, was replaced by the spawn of a lower star. Lower star maybe being the sun, or Amun-Ra being the Egyptian god of the sun. That maybe feels really correct to me. So that's what that means by replaced by the spawn of a lower star, and the sun is a star, and it became sun worship or the worship of Amun-Ra. And I believe in the Egyptian, because I studied Egypt quite extensively a very long time ago, so a lot's changed since then, but I do feel they did have many deities, and then it came a time when they just had the sun, and I cannot remember which pharaoh that was that changed it to the worship of just Amun-Ra. But I think that's what that paragraph is indicating. So I didn't understand. Okay, so question, tablet 1, verse 11, he was talking about the children of light. So let me just go back to that. So it's saying that there was few among the children of men who had looked upon the mighty face and lived, for as the sons of men are the children of light when they are not incarnate in a physical body. For not as the sons of men are the children of light. So they're different. So the children of light are different to the children of men when they're not incarnate in a physical body. Can you tell me what the children of light are that you are talking about? What is, when we're talking about in the halls of Amenti, the children of light, what are they? Open your eyes, ancient wisdom, awakening wisdom. What are the children of light? Please. Could be forbidden information here. Knowledge not allowed. Truthful insights, believers' truth. Okay, what can you tell me about the children of light? Great reset, cosmic gears, flow with the triads, rhythm and cycles. Rhythm and cycles. Okay, so maybe I need to ask that a little bit differently. Okay, are the children of light our souls or spirit before it's incarnated into a timeline? So are the children of light another way of saying spirit or soul before it's incarnated? They are earth guardians, grounding and protecting. Rebels at liberty, breaking chains. Something to do with all but sparkles again, valuable minerals and metals. Again, it came out before and I said it's something to do with the children of light when this card came out in the first spread. Now the source origin, so it's the origin or the beginning. This card has also come out before. So the children of light being the origin. Is it the origin of our souls? Okay, this could be forbidden knowledge, but let me see if I can get any information here. Is what you're talking about, the children of light, connected to the source of our souls, please? Distraction. Okay, simultaneous at the same time, and I did have a bit of distraction then, so let me just tune back into that one. Here it says windows to the soul, so we are talking about the soul. It's an alignment, a radiant energy or an alignment with the soul. And again, simultaneous, past lives, timelines, and simultaneous. So there's a connection forming there. I haven't put my finger on exactly what that is yet, but similar cards all coming out. Okay, I'm going to let you talk now about what that is. What I'm allowed to know, please. Releasing from a contract to do with physical matter. That's our physical form. It's all mental. It's a contract, and we did see the libertarian breaking the chains too as well. Are the children of light to do with how do I say this? Can you please give clarity to what I'm thinking? No. Okay. I'll phrase the question then. Jumbled thoughts. So let me try and make some clarity out of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking children of light. I'm thinking contracts. I'm thinking breaking free from contracts. It's all mental. Is it mental energy? It's obviously light energy, so it's not physical form, as we spoke about the carbon, the mental physical form. It's not physical form. Neptune moon. Quiet your mind, seek understanding. Okay, exactly what I need to do. My mind it's not clear. Okay, so let me move on from that. The other thing that was going on in my mind is, tell me what you think about the sun worshipping. You're saying how after the Atlantean energy, so there's two questions I have here. So the Atlantean energy had a different gratitude or sacred, what they held sacred, and then came the sun worshipping. So can you tell me what you think about the sun worshipping, please? Okay. So it's to do with vibrational frequencies. or ethereal energy, invisible force. I do believe that we are affected by solar energy. It affects the earth resonance and it affects our energy as well. So I do feel it's to do with a vibrational frequency around us is connected to the sun energy. But it's I have to shift my perspective a little bit. It's a bit different to that. So please explain how it's different to that. On the present timeline. Keeper of... So the Akashic record. Okay. I don't want to lose the other question that I had. So keeper of... Okay, just quickly, is the... Akashic records in the halls of Amenti, please. The way forward, open your eyes, it's awakening wisdom. About alignment of the soul, windows to the soul, soul alignment. Okay, so I need a little bit more clarity here. Another question that was really important was, what was it that the Atlanteans, you spoke about the Atlanteans and the wave of consciousness that passed, that you saw with the Atlantean energy, what was it that they held dear or sacred? Okay, it says they're coming, expecting the arrival. Yes. Is it the gods of Atlantis? Cause and effect. And here we saw this card earlier, Warriors of Mars battle for dominance. We did see that card earlier. Okay, is that connected to Atlantis? It's in the present timeline, not Atlantis. Okay, what do you want to tell me about that, please? It's to do with the source energy or the beginning. Truthful insights, believer's truth. Winds of change, need to just go with the flow. It may affect energy or how we're affected. So as an atmospheric influence, how that affects us. What does it affect, please? Winds of change and atmosphere. Winds of change and atmosphere. Reincarnation. How is reincarnation connected to the present timeline? They are aligned. Wisdom seeker, quest for knowledge. There is a battle going on around that, around something to do with reincarnation and the timeline. There's some kind of battle. Can you give me more information about that, please? Somebody trying to expand their bounty or expand what they own. I feel that's a little bit Jupiter ascending, I think. But that affects what happens with... Okay, so that affects what happens to the reincarnation cycle. Survival mode. Assistance needed. Vitality, personal power, radiant sun. Okay. Okay, energy's a little bit funny here, so let me see if I can pull a clearer stream. Okay, so I feel like the questions that I answered off tablet 1, that I asked off tablet 1, have all been answered. So at this time, I just want to ask, what is the most important information that needs to be revealed for now, for the present timeline, please? Okay, so these are cards that are indicating what is most important at the moment is about rhythm and cycles, going with the flow. Being under a cloak of forgetfulness, mind manipulation, or sleep. This can also be the cloak of forgetfulness that's put on us when we come in after reincarnating. The caution, it's saying protect from negativity. So this is protection rituals, but it feels also more connected to something going on with the reincarnation cycle. There's something going on with that. Okay, guiding star, direction, inspiration, hope. There's hope. Has the reincarnation cycle been manipulated or hijacked? Has the reincarnation cycle been manipulated? Compared to how it was in the original beginning. So seek understanding about it, quiet your mind. Destruction. Beginning, ending, beginning, ending. So they're coming back to that again. It feels different than what it was when Thoth was there. Are they trying to put an end to the way the reincarnation cycle is done? Justice, bring justice. They're trying to bring justice for what has been done. Covertly. Revealing the hidden. Simultaneously unfolding at the same time. Okay, one final card pull here, please. One final important message. Or the present timeline is what I should have said. It says it there for me. Freedom's embrace, releasing from contract. Releasing from contracts. Changing times. Warriors, battle for dominance. Change is coming. Freedom, releasing. I think there's something going on beyond the veil. I'm very grateful to receive just little bits there. I know a lot of this information we cannot receive. It is forbidden knowledge, but it's just interesting to receive a little bit of information. Let me know what you think that means, what your interpretation, if that aligns to any of your understanding of what is going on here. It feels to be something different going on with the reincarnation. And maybe there's a battle going on to either fix it back to how it was or to get dominance of that system. Let me know what you think. We are in the cloak of forgetfulness. Thank you so much for watching. And I will be back again with another Thoth reading as I read through these tablets.